and welcome to my channel. I'm the Angry Simmer, and today's video is a really fun collab with QubeDesign's. Once again, I was so lucky to have gotten to talk to QubeDesign's and have started to build a friendship with him, and I'm just so thrilled that I was lucky enough to have him build this amazing home for me. So before I got sick and took a break, I told you guys we would be working on this gorgeous home when I got back. And of course, I was trying to decide if I wanted to do not a let's play, but do a live stream with this particular home and have you guys' feedback with it. And so it took me a little while to kind of figure out if I was going to do that or not. Eventually I decided that I was just going to do floor by floor build on this and kind of, do it on my own. So not that I wouldn't love all of your feedback and your ideas and designs and things like that. I'm just really nervous about the idea of doing a live stream. So what we're going to start with today is the first level, and then we'll do a separate video for the actual upper rooms where there are, or the upper floors where there's bedrooms and things like that. So I'm going to take it out of tab and we'll go into build mode, and then I'll kind of show you guys, the house floor plan. So let me square this up a little bit. We work our way down. So you can see here there were a couple of towers there. This is the main living area or bedroom area anyways, is the third floor and fourth floor. So you can see there's a master bedroom here, a nice big room there. I'm going to make this an office, and then this is open to the bottom. Go up, and then this will be another master. This will be an office, and this will be another kids' room or, adults' room, whatever it may be. But we're going to start today with the lowest level, which I'm going to have. This is, a big home, and I basically said for QubeDesign to just go wild and have fun, and I did tell him that I kind of wanted something that was of the era of when in London, when the middle class first started showing up, and we're kind of stretching their buying ability and things like that. So I'm going to have two offices, one upstairs, one down here. This is going to be a sitting room with a small library there, and then this will be the kitchen, and this will be the dining room and the family area where there'll actually be a TV and a fireplace over here. But the idea is that there will be, easy indoor, outdoor access so that you can have a very party flow sort of place. So we'll make something out of the pool house over here. Maybe it'll be an art studio. I know I talked to Cube about that, so that's an option. And then, just a nice outdoor like garden party seating out here to go with the swimming pool. So let's jump into this and get started. And like I said, we're just going to be doing this level today, and then we'll do the next two levels tomorrow. So that way, we can stretch it out and talk about everything. And if, you guys get a chance to see this, you'll be able to say, hey, well, I like this, or I don't like that, and I can make adjustments. So let's get going. Yay! So first floor here. Of course, I mess up as soon as I start talking. I wanted to kind of have traditional flooring in there, but I don't know. I've been on a kick with this particular type of wood. I think it's decently true to era enough, or at least close, I guess. I don't know. I just really like that wood tone, I'll be honest. And then I wanted everything to kind of be warm and rich and dark and have just, like a feeling of rich wood tones and elegance and money, because clearly whoever owns this place is wealthy and would have spent months choosing the exact tone of stain that they'd want on those walls. So, I went a little crazy. I do change the subway tile out of there, by the way. I don't stick with the 1950s style subway tile in the very much not 1950s style house. But I do spend a little bit of time working on the lighting. I wanted to make sure that it just seemed I don't know, very high end and very well. I did decide to flip around where the TV went. I know I said at the beginning that I was going to put it in that sitting area there, but then I wanted that fireplace there, and just, you know, these are the way that things go. I am having a little bit of trouble. It's, for some reason, the lighting it's just not lighting things up. I might need to download a reshade mod or something. I don't know. But last time I downloaded a reshade mod, blah, 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 I had a lot of trouble with it. It caused some issues with my game, so I decided to take it out. I think I might just have to, like, send Hey Harrie a message on Instagram and be like, hey, I'm a noob, help me out with this, please, because she's amazing with reshade mods and she makes her own. So and you know, I don't, so I am still dealing with the bronchitis a little bit, so you'll hear me maybe clear my throat a couple times. I am sorry about that. Speaking of, well, I turned my head to cough and I looked outside my window and it is just absolutely pouring down rain, which is beautiful. And I've got my window open, so I do apologize if you hear any of the thunder and lightning out there. Oh, these paintings. I struggled because those paintings don't have a frame around them, and I kind of feel like this house needs framed photos. Like, it's a little bit more high-end. Unframed photos feel very art gallery, very, you know, I'm fancy, but I'm a hipster fancy type. So, and it just doesn't quite go with, you know, I leave in, or I put in the FelixandreSims candelabras and things like that, and I wanted the whole house to feel really upscale, so I might change that before I upload it, or, you know, I don't know. But just remember, this is a collab with QubeDesign's, so I can't remember if he gave me permission to upload it or not. I'm gonna have to ask him, but then again, it won't come with all the CC anyways, because you have to have FelixandreSims, you know, you have to be a patron to FelixandreSims to have any of his stuff, and I'm not sharing his stuff and breaking the rules and not getting access to his amazing content. So, you know, there's that. So go to FelixandreSims Patreon. It's linked below anyways if you want those beautiful candelabras and the amazing things that you see of mine, or this, not of mine, but in my builds. It's mostly FelixandreSims and Peacemaker, which Peacemaker, I don't remember if he has a Patreon or not. I should check that out considering how much I use his stuff. Anyways, I also felt, if you can't know, or if you haven't noticed, that this house deserves some classical music, so that's what we went with. It makes me think of being in my best friend's grandmother's house, or yeah, my best friend from middle school. I haven't talked to him in ages, actually. Last time I talked to my best friend that I'm speaking of, he and I met up after my husband and I went on a cruise right before we got married, and while we were inside a restaurant talking to them, we got robbed. So yay for Texas. Yeah. And by robbed I mean somebody broke into my car and stole our passports and our duffel bags and our cameras and a Michael Kors watch that my husband had just bought me on the cruise. So yeah, it was a rough time. And like the last thing I've spoken to my friend about was I texted him and was like, hey, we got robbed. And of course my husband and I played Pokemon Go, and we had talked about going to this park after dark to go Pokemon hunting, and so they thought that we got robbed there. And I was like, no, we stopped at a gas station before we were heading out of Texas to get gas, and that's when, or no, it wasn't even at the gas station that we noticed. It was at the hotel, because we decided to stay in Texas because it was so late. We spent 4 or 5 hours sitting in a restaurant, just sitting and talking to my friend and his husband, and it was, you know, it was just an incredible time then, getting to catch up with old friends. But then, yeah, haven't talked to him since then. It wasn't, and it's not me. It's, you know, I've sent plenty of messages, but he's kind of a recluse, so these things happen. Like, you know, the old saying that introverts don't make friends, they're just adopted by extroverts. That's exactly our friendship. Whenever we were in middle school, I walked into math class, and there were 2 new kids, and there was a redhead and Eddie there. And Eddie was drawing some characters from an anime. And I was like, oh, yay, I love this stuff. So I freaked out, and was like, oh my god, we should be best friends, I love your drawings, those are so great, wah! And of course Eddie was like, don't, leave me alone, scary person, because I was like in full pink get up, like I looked like one of the girls from Mean Girls, but hyper and like, be my friend, yay! Like, if you ever read any manga or watch any anime or do any of those like Japanese dating simulators, the best friend girl who's always like, ma, woo! That's basically who I was in middle school. So, yeah. So that was terrifying for poor Eddie because I was the extrovert that adopted him. But you know, these things happen. But yeah, the poor thing just wanted to be left alone to draw, and I was like, no, you're my person now, I own you, you're gonna be friends with all my friends. And like I introduced him to all the people that I knew that liked anime and manga, and soon, you know, was just forced to hang out with us and, you know, sit with us and things like that. And poor thing, that's all I can say. But he's moved around a lot. Like right after that year was over, his mom got a nursing job somewhere else at the other end of the state, and they moved there. But anyways, I'm going off on a tangent. I didn't even realize that. But so the moral of the story is Eddie's grandparents still lived in Kentucky near us, and they had this amazing 1950s style home that they were remodeling since like 1980 on Kentucky Lake on a really expensive peninsula. And anytime you went over there, they had this amazing sound system throughout the whole house, and there would be opera or classical music playing, and a lot of the opera was German because Eddie's grandmother was from Germany, and she went from Germany to France, and then from France to New York, met her first husband there, and had two gorgeous, I mean the two most attractive people I've ever seen in my entire life, gorgeous children there with him, and then divorced and met Eddie's grandpa, who had some really fun children too, with an awesome woman named Anime. Yes, Anime. Her grandchild grew up to adore, you know, anime. Anyways, but you know, I would get to go over there and listen to these incredibly intelligent, very educated people talk about what they do for a living, and lessons that they've learned, and things that happen in college. And you know, Eddie's grandmother moving from Germany to France and barely speaking French, and then moving to America and barely speaking English. And I hated that I deleted that. Oh, that made me so mad. Anyways, and then they'd have this incredible music playing, and always would, you know, have me try new foods, and they were so incredible about the fact that I was a vegetarian, and they encouraged it. And it was just a wonderful environment, and it always made me want to be a better, more educated person. And whenever I was growing up, I wanted, because of that, to have a sound system in my house, and I always wanted to have opera playing when people came over. And so a couple of times when we've had get-togethers at the house, I've put on some opera music in the background, and people are like, oh, that's nice, yeah. So thank you to Eddie's family for, you know, showing me the ways of beautiful opera music flowing through the house. I remember specifically one day, we'd been out on the lake all day, and Eddie and I were super tired, so we went downstairs, this really cool spiral staircase that they had, to the basement, and you know, the music was like flowing down the staircase with us, and we just laid down on some beds that they had put out for all of the grandkids to sleep on because the whole family was there. So we laid down on these beds, and I remember falling asleep to like the gentle sounds of classical music flowing through the air in this cool room, with the sounds of the birds outside and the sun streaming through the windows. And it was just so peaceful and so amazing. And building this house made me feel like that. Or not building it, but, you know, putting in the decorations and doing the design work in here. So that's why I included this music, because I just felt very zen and very peaceful, and it reminded me of that time. So thank you, Cube, for giving me that feeling of hanging out with my best friend in their grandparents' basement, listening to classical music. Yeah. Anyways, I can't get over how talented Cube is and how amazing this build is, and I had so much fun with this. And I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or the next day's video, but you'll see the upstairs portion of that next after this, and it's going to be just as much fun. I actually haven't even started the upstairs yet at this point, so I'm actually excited to get in and start working on that. So yay. But we are coming up towards the end. I really appreciate you guys watching this so much, and if you haven't already, please go over and check out QubeDesign's amazing builds. You can find him on the Sims resource. I'll put a link below to there's Sim 3 and Sims 4 builds on there. So great content for you guys. And if you haven't before, give a chance to some German opera. Give a chance to some classical music. It can be so amazingly relaxing and just a great caveat or catalyst to creativity, because that's how I got this. So thank you guys as always for watching. If you liked what you saw, remember to hit the subscribe button so you can see more of it, and hit the like button so that I know. And don't forget to leave me a comment and tell me what you thought, what you would have done, what you'd like to see next. And if you've got any ideas for Let's Plays, I'd love to see that, because I think I'm going to cancel the Single Mom in the Jungle Let's Play and start on a new one. So let me know.